up. Yeah, como model oysters, kick your koi fish, boisterous, reclining Rolls Royces, by choices. I hear voices echoing over the walls of the villa. Strawberry, coffin of vanilla, skylar, sweet chilling. We don't eat chillings, we fuck models, pop gold bottles, and buy buildings. Smudge them up for the grub, though, cut though, fly village. Finish the trucks in 5 minutes. Here we go. Ain't nobody see our face, we straight. It's we out though, we out. Yo, hit the casino with the casinos. Incognito, Carlito, hit the owner up for the overall, but it go that shit. Coach up, we bout 100 that up. Now what we bout to do? Bout to pot it up like it's Mountain Dew. Crocodile souls, swallowing and provoke powerful moves. And plus we got this powder off, we smoke. Hour or two after we go to some full fast pulled up. We took them for the close. Skirt.
Peace. It's Bronzebird here with an impromptu Brownstone Powwwow solo. I've been trying to make this as brief as possible, man. It's just certain things on my mind that I'm just like what the fuck is wrong with you dudes, man? Like, peace to Bronze, peace to Van Garcia, but like it's certain things that I really seen happen for the last couple of days. And I'm just really sitting back like, what the hell are y'all doing? More specifically, like, you brothers, like, us as men, right? We have certain conversations that's relative to having conversations only with men. Not having conversations with women about conversations that need to be about men. You understand? That's just something below the belt that you guys shouldn't be doing. What do I mean by that? Of course, this has been ignited by a couple of streams that I've been watching, a couple of like conversations I've been hearing dudes have, and you know, their whole entire plight about having a conversation about communita. And you know, this conversation is going to be well into this whole entire narrative about, oh, well, you know, us brothers need to come together and all this bullshit, and us as men, we need to this, that, and the third. First of all, fam, how you going to let some reckless bitch sit up there and tell you what a man should do to lead? The fuck is wrong with you dudes, man? Like right now, there's about at least 2 streamers I know for a fact is having a conversation with women that are conquered. And what I mean by them being conquered is that they don't give a fuck about what you're talking about as a man. They already have their statistics. They already have their whole entire narrative driven. And for some odd reason, you brothers decide to keep having a conversation with them. Why? Like, I don't understand the mindset of you men. You understand me? That now, even if we're going to go into the space, right, we're going to go into this whole entire plight of Kevin Samuels, Tommy Sotomayor, and this whole entire thing about the quote-unquote manosphere and this, that, and the third. Like, what is really odd to me, yo, is that a lot of these broads is trying to jump on a train now and sit up there and say, well, we seen what y'all been talking about in the spice and da-da-da. And I'll be sitting up there like, ho, you didn't even sit up there and watch shit. You didn't watch jack shit, and you sit up there flapping your fucking gums. And then the fact of the matter is, you clowns sit up there and have these goddamn simp-ass dudes on your panel, sit up there showing their chest and sit up there and say, oh, I love the way you speak like that. Oh, girl, oh my God, you make my toes curl when you speak. Like, I be sitting here like, yo, what the fuck, yo? Like, how do y'all function as men? Because now my argument is to those simp dudes. If I was really on a war on this virtual sphere thing, I would be going after the simps. because those are the brothers we should be having a conversation with. And believe you me, this is not about attacking women. This is not about sitting up there looking at every woman like, you're a horrible female. That's not what this is about. So anybody that has that thought process, I need you to change that really quickly, because that's not what I'm saying. And if any of you guys was watching a video I did today, which you can obviously watch whenever you want to, in which I said that I agree with Tina Knowles Lawson, that she's putting out a docuseries that's saying Profile the Black Man, in which I agree. I agree that she should have that docuseries. I agree. Like, how many times are we going to have programs specifically to so-called Black men? I also did a video on that. If we should have shows geared towards so-called Black men, we should. Like, I'm like, and this is another thing that I'm going to do, because the programming has been in these television shows, which a lot of people don't talk about. They've always made the male character, docile. They've always made him to appear to lack lower intelligence than what his wife is, right? So, like, okay, if you was in the 90s, right? Let's take for certain shows in the 90s don't depict that, but certain shows do. Let's just take the cartoon show, one of my favorite shows growing up, Daria. Daria is where they had 3 lead protagonist characters, right? And then they had the father, okay? You had Daria, you had her sister Quinn, and then you had the mother. The mother was like a corporate 6-figure boss, right? And the father was a stay-at-home dad. That's where you see the gender reversals. But the dad wasn't really employed. He also was one of those characters that just was aloof to a lot of different things. And Daria and the rest of them knew that. And that's just how he was as a dad. Now, let's take into account Everybody Hates Chris. The whole entire narrative that his dad wasn't necessarily dumb. His dad was more on the odds of, like, he was cheap, he was frugal, right? And it was a couple of components that happened with Chris's dad on that show that gave him the docile rhetoric, right? And there's a couple of other comedic shows or sitcoms that gave into the latch that the men were seen as less intelligent than the woman counterpart, right? So when we're talking about the whole gender equality, gender inequality, and this, that, and the third, you have to really know exactly the programming that's been in place when it comes to a lot of these shows. This is not to sit up there and say women are not intelligent. It's not. And Pure Butterfly Spirit says, I love Sims. I bet you do, Pure. I bet you do. But my thing about it is, I started looking at this and I was like, you know, it's really funny to me. Like, even Family Guy, for example, Peter is supposed to be seen as dumb, right? But his wife, more or less, she has the Boston accent, the New England accent, that strong, like, accent you would witness in Italians or Irish or this, that, and the third, right? Again, Peter is seen as docile. He's not seen as the smartest bulb in the room, okay? And what's another show that was out that there's another show, I swear, like, they had made the men very docile. And even movies, right? Even movies, they had certain movies where the men were depicted as docile. And this is not about me complaining and be like, oh, you know, us as men, like, you know, we're seen as dumb and this, that, and third, because we're very intelligent. We're very, just like I believe there's a lot of women who's intelligent. Pure Butterfly Spirit is very intelligent. Crystal Lynette is very intelligent. Any woman that I've encountered so far around here is very intelligent. They're not with the whole entire bull. They express themselves well, they articulate themselves well, and they have no problem standing on their square and being honest. That's beautiful. Without being disrespectful, though. You understand what I'm saying? There's a difference. And that's the problem with a lot of these dudes. Like, they can't differentiate. And because I was having a conversation with somebody today, one of my family members, and he was talking, we was like, you know, we can talk all day about how the women is this, that, and the third, but a lot of men ain't men these days. And I said, I absolutely agree. A lot of men ain't men these days. You understand what I'm saying? Men, I remember talking about this on a separate, off this YouTube stuff, like in my real life, because I've done recordings in real life and all these different things, right? Where I've said that it was embarrassing to see a man online 2 times. There was a brother and there was a so-called white man where they've done something like it's something as trivial as of changing a tire on a car. They had their woman do it. Okay. And when it came to the so-called white guy, of course, he had a so-called black girlfriend. And so what happened was that you had 2 brothers that came up and they was dirty macking. Like they was trying to be like, "God, look at you, brother. You look at you, man. You can't even sit up. Your girl is sit up there like she's a queen. You don't let her sit up there and get on her knees and change a tire. like y'all are trying to mac on this girl. Like, why y'all? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all full of it. But I say that to say a lot of men are not men these days, right? And I do believe that if dudes want to sit up there saying they're righteous and all this other stuff, being righteous or being someone who holds accountability as a man, you have no problem knowing your faults. You have no problem saying, hey, look, listen, I don't know how to do that, but I will learn, right? I will learn how to do it because this is what I'm called to do. You understand what I'm saying? Like maybe you don't have a car, maybe you're not a licensed mechanic, but you should learn the fundamentals of changing a tire or knowing what type of survival kits you need in case something happens and some catastrophic events happen and you need to go out in the woods and protect yourself or you're with your family. That's just facts, right? Like it's just certain things you just know inherently. If you're on survival instinct, on a survival mode as a man, you know to do that. And just watching it, you have the girl sitting up there flipping the camera on her man. And the dude is sitting up there like, no, I'm not going to change the tire. I'm not going to change the tire. And I'm like, you look real feminine right now, fam. You look a little feminine there. You look real feminine. And so my reason for saying that is, yes, a lot of this is stemming from certain panels that I've been watching recently, because in the real world, I haven't been seeing a lot of things happen except for criminals and all these men coming out the woodworks committing crimes and bothering people on trains and bothering people outside in the neighborhood and this, that, and the third. So it's been totally different, right? But I've just been sitting back and I've just been like, why is it that you got these dudes on panels who know fully aware of trying to explain things to people who don't need no understanding? You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, yesterday, because I got accused of being a troll on a panel. And so it's a conversation that's going on with this so-called Puerto Rican woman and this so-called black woman. And then they have a panel with a third woman who's supposed to be biracial, but I think she's crazy, right? So you have a brother on there that's supposed to vouch for the particular space, the manosphere. And then you got 2 brothers. One is an ex-convict, it seems like, and the other brother is part of the FOI. And I'm listening, and I'm just like, the brother is trying to go toe-to-toe with a woman who's obviously arguing with him. And really trying to go so hard on trying to be like, well, you interrupted me and blah, 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 blah. I'm not angry, I'm passionate. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, like, why? Like, this chick is crazy. You arguing with this chick and trying to get your point off, and she's directly disrespecting you and talking over you, bro. And then you look at this brother's page, he has 12K subscribers. Not that I care for subscribers like that, because anybody's message can be heard regardless of how many subscribers you have. That's why I don't spend my time trying to get at people and be like, oh, well, look at your subscriptions and look at mine. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that because, number one, I got low subscriptions anyway. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I can't really put up a fight with that because I got low subscriptions, right? It's all good. I'm not feeling bad about it. It is what it is. But going into this whole entire conversation, right, and talking about this as we're supposed to be prolific men, it just really bothered me yesterday that I see this brother just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'm just sitting like, yo, like, what are you doing? Like, I'm really looking at this brother like, yo, what are you doing? So I'm just sitting up there like, brother, you don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. And of course, I get called out. They like, yo, there's a Bronzebird. I'm going to tell you something. You can get your ass out my chat. I'm still laughing about it because it's funny as hell. You can get your ass out my chat. I'm gonna have one of my mods block you. That shit took like 15, 20 minutes to get my ass blocked, man. And I'm not doing this shit for shock value. You know, I speak from what I feel like. I just be like, look, I'm gonna say what I have to say. You don't like it, you can kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I roll. But part of this conversation is about men starting to stand on their square and understand that there's two type of men in this world, in which when they have to deal with the accordance of a woman's opinion or a man's opinion, that they should be separated. There's two type of men in this world: righteous men who don't take bullshit, and simps. Simps want to sit up there and be on this 90s R&B bullshit and sit up there and say, but you gotta listen to what the woman says. Because if you're not listening to what she's saying, you're not going to hear. See, what you're doing right now is you listening, and you hearing, but you're not listening. When a woman talks, you gotta hear her, because she has stories too. She got struggles just like you, brother. Why you not listening? You know, we always gotta give respect to the Nubian queens, because without the Nubian queens, we can't move farther into the nation, brother. How you don't understand that? My white brother right here, J Mans, legit understands that, brother. Why can't you understand? Dude, there's simps that I can't tolerate, and then there's just uprighteous men that's pulled into the bullshit. And that's the problem. Like, brothers, I'm like, if it's a combative woman, I'm gonna stop that communication. Because if I go a little bit further, I'm gonna start calling you a bitch. And I don't hold my tongue for no motherfucking body. I don't. I really don't. I hold my tongue for no fucking body. You can say, yo, Bronzebird, that's real harsh. That's this, that, and the third. Oh, that's really how you are from the city you from. You understand what I'm saying? I don't give a damn. Like, you're gonna push me to call you a bitch. And I try my best not to sit up there and disrespect women like that. But certain women need to be categorized as one, because that's trash. You understand? Certain women, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to know that. And responding to that, Crystal, you say, if I'm with my man and he doesn't want to change a tire, I will have more questions. And that's the thing. Nowadays, because we have YouTube University, anybody can learn how to do simple things like changing a tire, opening up a jar, or doing all these different things. You know what I'm saying? And do exactly, Pure. Like, don't change a tire or won't take the trash out. Like, dude, I remember one of my family members was a mechanic. You understand what I'm saying? I've learned business from him. I've learned certain things that I'm just so grateful for, because I'm just like, yo, this is dope ass material for me to learn as a young man as I go into my adulthood. And that's a beautiful thing. I'm not going to blame. And I was even talking to this stuff about with my moms today. I was talking to my moms. I was like, you know, I was talking to them like, yeah, like a lot of men ain't men today. And what they do is they have these conversations where they like, oh, well, you know, a lot of brothers was raised with a single mother, and, you know, they didn't have the opportunity and this, that, and the third. I sit back and I look at these dudes and I be like, you really think I give a fuck if you was raised by a single mother? I don't give a fuck. You 30 something years old and you want to sit up there and say, well, I didn't know that because I was raised by a single mother. The world don't look at you and say, well, you know, you got to give him a pass. He has a disability because he was raised by a single mother. That's not how the world is functioning. They be like, okay, you got raised by a single mother, so what? What's your qualities and skills? Are you able to perform these duties? Do you have a lot of money saved in your bank account? Do you know how to do this, that, and the third? Like, where are you as a man in your life? You're not going to sit up there and cry in your pillow when you're getting to know a woman and be like, oh, well, I have trust issues because I was raised by a single mother. Like, you're not going to do that shit. Oh, I can't really get along with women that much because I was raised by a single mother. Like, this shit kills me. And brothers really engage in having that as a talking point, and will say, you know, well, we don't have the opportunities like that. And yes, look, hold on, because y'all dropping jewels. Hold on, I gotta stop now because this comment section is on fire. Let me get that real quick. Crystal, many of these dudes on here can't change a tire and won't take the trash out. Absolutely. Absolutely. They talk all this shit. Facts. Most of these women can't even take care of children and dropping them off to granny to go clubbing. Yes. She does have something to say. We both need to be active listeners. What was the comment I was saying? Don't get me started on not knowing how to cook either. Their man is their son when the man run away. Yeah, and there's different components to that, right? And I think my focus is to focus on the men, because we all learn from each other. And I mean, I have no problem with women coming on here, you know what I'm saying, like having a conversation. I want you guys to engage. And even if it's a troll that might come up in my comment section and start talking shit, I allow them the floor to talk shit. I'm really that balanced where I'm just like, yo, I'm good. Like, we can go ahead. And Pure brings up a good point. Some people have two parents and both parents aren't worthy to have children because they are hoard people. And that's a lot of things that people don't talk about. It doesn't see certain circumstances. People can be raised by two parents when in reality they're being raised by two grown children. And a lot of people don't talk about that. They be like, well, they was raised by two parents. How do you know their parents wasn't treating them like shit? I've known stories about people that have psychological issues and they was raised by both their parents. What are you talking about? And then, of course, in certain circumstances, things don't work out with the parents when they get older. So they file for the divorce or they separate, and all these different things happen when they don't get along. So the environment starts to pick them up. And so they have to find their way of having that father or that mother that decided to leave, or just because the relationship is strained and it's estranged now, the fact of the matter is they're going to be going from house to house to house to house. But who is the one, what parent's house are you staying at now? You understand what I'm saying? So when we have this conversation, to me, it's just like, let's really be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes the factors of how many people is in a household doesn't necessarily balance the actual issue at hand. In my reality, I believe America's fucked up anyway, right? I just believe that without a sure fact of the matter. I don't care what nobody tells me. America is messed up. And the parents of today, they're raising their children on technology instead of giving their children a book. They don't want to be balanced with their children. They'd be like, leave me alone. Go watch TikTok or something like that. And TikTok is putting out all these sexualized content for everybody to see. And a lot of this whole entire parental advisory is going out the window now. This is stuff that's going on. I just seen the other day, Roblox actually has something on there where, I think it was Roblox, one of those games where they have those square objects or whatever. Roblox has something on there. When I seen something like there was supposed to be a male figure getting fellatio by a female figure on a bed. I seen that, and that was on Roblox. And I was just sitting here like, wait a minute, I got a little sister, like she be on Roblox. Like, have she ever seen something like this before? And I'm sitting up there telling pops and I'm telling moms, like, I seen that, right? They was like, I didn't even know that. See, a lot of stuff, sexual stuff, is out there for your children to see, and they have no problem with that. You feel me? And no, not that they don't have no problem with that. I'm talking about the corporations don't have a problem with that. And they'll be like, oh my God, I didn't know that. All these mods and all these No, it's Russian collusion. No, it's not Russian collusion. It's the fact of the matter, they're literally doing this. Peace to you, Bunny. Bayou Bunny. Shout out to Bayou Bunny. I'm gonna always shout you out because you be serving motherfuckers up on a platter, yo. Straight up. Shout out to Bayou Bunny. Yo, you know what I mean? Yeah, that is a factor, right? Let's read this. American system is a joke. You have to be worthy with a credit check to buy a house card or get a job. However, there are no qualifications to have children. And I don't have kids, so I can't really loosely speak on it. But the only thing I can say is like, there's a lot of times where people don't plan to have children. They may think that they want to have children in hindsight. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's no problem, buddy. But it might be people out there that think they want to have children in hindsight, but they're not ready for the financial constraints and all of the pulls and tuggles it is to have a child. You know what I'm saying? Like they just love the idea of having a child and being able to carry a lineage beyond themselves. That goes for men and women. You know what I'm saying? And so when they get into that brink, they be like, oh, I'm so stressed out and I didn't think it was going to be this way and blah, 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 and this, that, and third. Yes, you're a father now. You're a mother now. This is the responsibility you have to have a child. You know, if your grandmother and your grandpa didn't warn you, your mom or your father didn't warn you, like, you know, you just out here in the world. And the thing about it is it's getting more strict now. If you watch one of my videos this week, where, you know, a lot of this demonic forces is taking place in these schools. And the thing about it is like, you don't know it because, you know, you at work, you minding your own business. Your husband is doing his thing or your wife is doing her thing and stuff like that. And so you just like, you know, what's it today? You going to pick the kids up from school? He's like, yeah, I got you. But the video that I dropped this week, I was doing a video on, how it was this couple, this married couple, where the wife was a teacher and the husband was a deputy, right? And so what happened was the deputy, the husband, he decided to ejaculate on cupcakes, and then the wife packaged the cupcakes and then sent it over to the school for the children to eat it. So the children is literally eating that man's ejaculations. And nobody would know because they're just thinking, oh, these are just little sweet treats for kids. You know how nasty that shit is? You know how nasty that shit is? You know what I'm saying? And that's the stuff that's really mind-boggling to me. And I really want to say this, Pure, if I had children now, they would never go into public schools. And Pure, let me tell you that. Let me tell you something on that. I agree with that too. My children, if I had kids right now, they wouldn't be going to public school either. But I think it's just the school system is just becoming too weird. You know, with the mandates, I didn't agree with the mandates. And if I had a child, it'd be really hard for me to put my child in school because I'm just like, yo, I'm not like, if I don't want my child to take the syringe, I'm not having my child take the syringe. So you're going to kick my child out just because I don't want them to take that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I see y'all commenting to what I just said. Yes, that actually happened. You know what I mean? And it's like, of course, what also happens in schools, which is something we have to talk about as well, where boys, like, we also have to recognize the fact of the matter, besides there being male predators in the school, you also have female or women predators in the school, right? Yeah, exactly. But unfortunately, the strictest mandate we have in this country, they just like screw it, everybody. We have to make sure we get the numbers down. We have to make sure we get the numbers down. And it's like, no, you're coercing people into telling them they should put something into their body and bearing them from doing what they want to do or what they feel in their heart that they should, because it's about bringing the numbers down on this pandemic. It makes no sense, right? But going back to what I'm saying, we also need to get into the conversation as well about how, when it comes to these schools, another thing that they like to do is you have women predators in school, just like you have men predators. And you know, I've heard stories where dudes have told me like they had sex with their teacher when they was like 13, 14 years old. And he was like, yeah, you know, I got my first time at pussy when I was 13, 14 years old, yo. Like, yeah, I remember she told me to stay after school and blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. And the thing about it is, if a child is exposed to sex at an early age, that could psychologically morph them, that when they grow older, that spirit is on them. So they believe that when they see a woman, they're guaranteed sex off a whim because they're going to think about the sex they have with their teacher. See, a lot of people don't talk about that. So you know what I mean? Like a lot of these women predators may be lonely and they don't they don't really try to engage. They don't have a real socialization outside of school. So then they just feel as if like, well, I see this boy that's developing. He about 13, 14 years old. He cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and start spitting some game. I'm gonna start going on him, you know, making the assignments easier, give him little A pluses and B's and this, that, and the third when he didn't deserve it, when his ass ain't even paying attention, but he paying attention to me though. These are conversations we need to talk about. There's too many cases I know right now that's picked up by the news where these women teachers have absolutely take advantage of these young boys, and these young boys just thinking, yeah, I'm having sex for the first time and with an older woman. So they get that estranged type of feeling in their brain, and they feel like they're on top of the world now, instead of trying to holler at one of their classmates. You dig what I'm saying? So that's my whole entire prerogative on school, right? But I'm gonna read y'all, as usual, I'm gonna read y'all comments before I go in. Well, I wouldn't know what it's like in the school environment. I mean, of course, they go to YouTube for everything because YouTube is the new like library. Everything is virtual. So YouTube is the YouTube is the new cable. It's gonna replace book. It reminds me of the movie, one of my favorite movies, Fahrenheit 451. The like books is becoming obsolete and deleted. You know what I'm saying? If you are exposed to sex before you're ready, whether you are a boy or girl, it's going to have a negative adverse effect on you. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, a lot of, like I said, a lot of these people are just not prepped or not privy to how different the school system is. You know what I'm saying? And yes, Pierre, I said that earlier because men teachers are as well. They have, you know, but we understand the double standard. Hold on, my fault. We understand the double standard of when it comes to things like that. Because when it comes to a men teacher, they're going to be reprimanded fast. But when it comes to a woman teacher, it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. So that whole entire trying to have in-school relationships or take them relationships outside, nah, man. Because now they're trying to allow for this whole entire thing of minor attraction, and the fact of the matter that it's not a crime for an adult to be attracted to a child and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, no, that's not something you say publicly. When it comes to thoughts like that, you keep that shit to yourself. You don't even think it. You don't even fan of it. If you want to have your own little fantasy with a child, that's your business, but you shouldn't be talking about that publicly. Dead ass. You shouldn't. That's not something you should be talking about. Mm-hmm. But off the school topic, I just really wanted to talk about these interactions online and just my whole entire thought process. Like what you see now is you just have these conversations with people I just feel don't deserve to have a conversation, where you obviously have men or women that think negatively about you, but you want to know that you want to go on a panel to prove a point and try to fight your way through the battle, and it's not worth it. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, y'all. All right. What like I said, y'all. Like what I seen was treacherous. Why? Like why? I'm really trying to understand this for the life of me. Why? Right? Because this is what I'm getting at. Let me gather my thoughts. So what happened was, like I said again, the guy was on a panel. These are two women. They started forming a 3 little woman group or whatever. And their whole entire conversation was like, well, why don't y'all take responsibility? Why y'all don't do this? Why y'all don't do that? Da 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 da. Going off at the lip, right? This is their whole entire playing field. At least 2 of these chicks is fucking out of their mind. They're fucking done for. And the brother is just like, well, you know, well, on my YouTube channel, we talk about this and we talk about that. And, you know, I always want to tell men that da 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 da. And I get tight because I'm like, you don't need to explain shit to these women. Not them. You don't need to explain shit. Why are you sitting up there explaining to these worthless ass women that sit up there saying this stupid shit to you? Why? You know what really annoys me is that men feel like they have to explain themselves to women they not fucking. That's the weirdest shit to me. You explaining yourself to a woman you ain't gonna fuck, you're not dating, you're not interested in. Maybe you are interested in her, but you're not. You're explaining nothing. So what is it to you to explain a point about what you're doing to help the men of today's society out? Because we know the rhetoric of how those women operate. The rhetoric is they're going to go ahead and they're going to say, well, my channel is about holding y'all accountable. And the fact of the matter, I want women to see how y'all act so that they can make wise choices. You know what that registered to me as? That equal sign it is to me? Is saying, fuck you thinking so-called black men. I've said that. I've said that. What that translates to is niggas ain't shit. That's what it translates to. Every time a woman will sit up there and say that shit out her fucking mouth, that's exactly what the fuck it means. It's about holding y'all accountable and this, that, and third. As a woman, I shouldn't be telling you what a man should do. So why the fuck are you talking then? Why are you talking? Why are you listing panels and having discussions with men? If you know as a woman, it is not your place to have conversations about what men should do. That's not your place. That's not your place. So why is it the fact of the matter that you getting mad at a man who's sitting on his square? Because he's a dumbass too. He's a real jackass. He's a real dummy. And I will say that for sure. He's really stupid for that. But the fact of the matter is, you're waiting to have a conversation with a woman who can't make her mind up. I'm talking about lead and, you know, my father would never ever do that. Your father didn't teach you well, miss. Because if your father taught you well, your father would teach you, don't raise your voice at a man while he's talking. If you want to have a conversation with a man, you back your shit up and you stop acting all emotional and you wait for that man to finish so that you can give a response and you can have a dialogue healthy. See, I don't play that bullshit when people want to pull out these cards and say, oh, well, you know, I was raised with my father and my mother, and my father would never. Like, you're going to act as if your father and mother didn't have arguments when you was a child. Please. Like, y'all act as if the man was so chivalrous. Like, oh, yeah, you know, my woman, like playing 90s R&B songs and songs from the 60s. Like, this is not the Marvelettes, all these bands that was in the 60s and the 70s, like Delphonics and all these other people out there that was doing all these, like, you know, the falsettos of like R&B tracks, man. Like, you're not fooling me with shit. A lot of you chicks out here is listening to Asian Doll, listening to these lame ass women like Saweetie and all that. What is it? BANCO, whatever her name is. I don't know half of these. Megan Thee Stallion and all these toxic ass women. You feel what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, y'all out here talking all this shit, and dudes ain't really falling for that, fam. Dudes ain't falling for that. But this is why I say I leave the women alone, because I know how they're gonna act. They're not gonna be subtle. They're not gonna want to come through humbly and have a conversation. And if they humbly agree, if they humbly disagree, they have a conversation differently. They're not gonna sit up there and yell at you and be like, well. You see the veins popping out their forehead. You understand what I'm saying? They veins looking like Harry Potter right now. The goddamn thunder going down their goddamn veins, bro. See, this is why I say I get mad at brothers, because I'm regardless if it's virtual or real life, I get mad at brothers because I'm looking at you like you a self-righteous man. These simps I put on another level, because these simps act differently than a righteous man. The righteous man is acting like, yo, I ain't going to spend my time arguing with you. I'm not going to sit up there and engage in these worthless conversations and this, that, and the third, because you don't understand. And it's all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to drop down because I don't want to get out of order and this, that, and the third. That's the point of responsibility as a goddamn man. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't try to put myself above anybody, right? I'm just me. I like, call me out on my shit. Sit up there and say, yo, Bronze, you was wrong for that. Got you. Heard you. Thank you. I need those critiques so I can become stronger as an individual, right? So those are the things that happen. So there's a difference between simps and righteous men. I get it. Certain brothers that go on these women panels, I know y'all trying to shoot y'all shot. Y'all sit up there trying to get at these shorties because they beautiful, they cute, they this, that, and the third. I get it. We men. We like looking at women with nice titties and a nice ass or just a nice face. We men. We men. You know what I'm saying? I'm not blaming you for you know what I'm saying? I'm not the type to want to go ahead and give compliments all day and just be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? You just so cute, you so beautiful, this, that, and I'm not with all that. That's not my stilo. You know what I'm saying? You got it, mama. Keep it moving. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a different breed. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe because I'm from New York, I have a straight up just I don't give a fuck attitude. But my whole entire thing is at the end of the day, brothers always want to claim they're better than this person, ain't better than this person. We had the whole entire dialogue about the whole entire high value man. I broke that down. Half you niggas ain't high value men anyway. You claim to be high value men, but if you talking high value man, 100K still doesn't make you a high value man. It's the attitude too. If you can't think like a rich man or you can't think like a man who's respectable and got swag like a rich man, you're not high value. Hear me out when I say that. Now I know I can curse. I could carry myself where I could be straight up quote unquote ratchet, but I know how to conduct myself when I'm out. When I go to certain places, I give handshakes. I don't do what's ups and high fives. That's with certain people. You know how to code switch when you're around certain people. A lot of people don't tell you that. I'm not with the wearing of the whole suits. I don't got to be flashy. I don't got to wear Gucci, Versace, none of that, this, that, and third. I am who I am, though. You're going to respect that. That's what real men do. The thing about it is that at the end of the day, when you have an attitude and it's packed down, you know where you stand. That's, again, problems with certain dudes. They want to claim they're like this, that, and the third. They want to go ahead and feel like they this, that, and third. They be full of shit. And I have to really say that, man. There's a certain way you carry yourself. You carrying yourself like an asshole on panels. These dudes want to get back to talking about Pookies and Ray Rays because it feel comfortable. The only thing you're saying when you say you're better than a Pookie and Ray Ray is saying that I'm a better nigga than he is. So you can argue on panels all day with these worthless ass chicks and then sit up there and say, I'm a high value man though. Get the fuck out of here. Or I can't stand those Pookies and Ray Rays. Well, you act like one, sir. You act like one. Like I will never understand why brothers want to engage in this quote-unquote gender war and think that they're doing somebody a service by trying to over-explain themselves to a bunch of women that I deem as bitches to really think that they have a voice in the game and that they're going to persuade or try to change the mind of women who already have their minds made up. And I'm sorry to the women that's listening. You're like, well, Bronzebird, why you call them bitches? Listen, there's respectable women and there's bitches. Just like there's respectable men and then there's just derelicts and degenerates. There's a difference. There's trash and there's treasure. There's gold and then there's shit. There's pigs and then there's whatever pricey animal that's out there. There's a difference. There's GMO and then there's organic. There's two different things of classifications. Maybe alike, but they're not the same. That's all I'm saying. So at the end of the day, brothers want to have this conversation and y'all not doing anything to change the paradigm, like I always say, and y'all swear to the high heavens, y'all helping brothers out. You're not. You're not. Number one, the reason why a lot of you dudes is doing content is around dating. If you're doing content around dating, cool to a certain degree, but don't sit here and tell me you're about bettering men. Don't you dare say that. We all know finance should be the number one conversation for brothers to have when it comes to being a developing man. I go over mental health because it's easier for me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I learn from everybody. You understand what I'm saying? But mental health is important to me because I've been through my struggles. You know what I'm saying? I've been through my places where I've been depressed and not understanding the meaning of life. And when I go over this Thursday about how so-called Black men in particular are coming at a higher rate of suicide, it's very important. It's very alarming. Brothers feel like they have no place in this world. Homeless dudes out there feeling like they have to go ahead and bother people on the subway train just because they're lost in the world. You know how disheartening it is when you take the number 2 train in Manhattan 79th Street or 86th Street, 2 in the morning, and you see a so-called black man coming out of a hospital with just a robe, with a bathroom robe on, ass naked on a Bronzebound 2 train. Something's going on. And you see a lot of our brothers just homeless. You feel what I'm saying? There's no outlet to what everything is just like take drugs and take pills, even going with our women too. When there was women out there, I remember this one story somebody told me real quick. It was this girl that was like, I don't feel right. I'm depressed. I'm not, I just want to see a doctor. I just want to see a doctor. Oh, well, do you have insurance? Nah, but I just want to talk to somebody. I want to talk to somebody. And she was getting frustrated because it was just like, I just want to talk to somebody. I don't feel like I have nobody to really talk to. I'm coming here because I just want to seek some help. You know that they roughed her up. And they sat up there. They did something grimy to her. I don't remember what it is. They roughed her up. They sat up there and said that she's going in evaluation for psychological issues and was giving her pills or something like that. They doped her up on some type of medication, and she wasn't the same. This is why I say mental health is important, because you know what it is? The mental work is not figured out and it's not wired. Even on my journey, I'm like, look. There's certain reasons why I act the way I act that I want to change. Because if I don't change it, I'm going to feel mad and I'm going to feel disappointed in myself, which then is going to make me sad because I didn't change exactly what was it I was going through. So therefore, I'm depressed. I'm mad at the world. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to deal with anybody because I'm depressed, because I'm disappointed in myself. I didn't get my chance to look at myself in the mirror and say, Bronzebird, what you don't like about yourself. That's real. That's real, dude. And a lot of people, especially brothers, are afraid to go ahead and look inside themselves. They're afraid to do that. That's why I believe a lot of these dudes online is living up to a facade. You can splash money all you want to. You can sit up there and say you're a well-mannered dude all you want to. You can simp online all you want to, but at the end of the day, who's going to be looking at themselves in the mirror? Can I get an amen? Please tell me I can get an amen, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's just real shit. Look, listen, I don't preach. I preach. It's not me preaching, but I say things because experiences tell you a lot, number one. And number two, you just figure out certain things as you grow older. You grow older and wiser. And you start to look at different things differently than how everybody else looks at it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at yourself and be like, damn, you know what? Yo, Bronzebird, you was wrong for that. But just don't overthink it. You good. You know what I'm saying? Don't even explain that shit no more. That shit is whack. You feel what I'm saying? But let me say this real quick. I think you meant to say that they raised a voice at you. Well, Crystal, I'll say this. There's been a couple of panels in the past where back when I was on that dumb shit, when I was sitting up there trying to debate and have these conversations with these women, I over-explained myself. And I didn't need to. I was just like, what am I explaining myself to you for? You already think the way you think, so I'm not about to sit up there and show you stats and give you what you want and say, but da-da-da, this, that, and the third, and raise my voice and talk over you for what? For what? For what? What is that doing for me? You already made your mind up. You already say, I don't like black men. Okay, keep it moving. Why are you spending your time always making content on black men if you don't like them? You dumb bitch. Like for real. That's why I say a lot of these women, they talk a lot of shit. And a lot of men talk a lot of shit too. They be like, black women ain't enough and this, that, and the third. And what I believe is a lot of these dudes that's in these spaces, all it is pro-blackness repackaged. That's all it is. It's pro-blackness repackaged. They believe that it's about them just standing on a square and taking back their position as a man, but they get soft around women. You understand what I'm saying? They get soft. Very, 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 very soft. Teddy bear soft. You understand me? Wool soft. Well, not wool, but you know what I'm saying? Like things like that, bro. And that's the thing that a lot of brothers need to get out of. I mean, look, listen, I don't have all the subscribers in the world. I don't have all these different things, but I guarantee you, once I get up to that 1K, 2,000, 3,000, whatever, I'm going to be saying the same thing on these panels. And what happens on these panels is I'm going to challenge you men to become better. Because when you ignore the bullshit, a lot of stuff becomes easier. These low life ass trash ass bitches that you keep talking to, you're giving them fuel for the fire. I don't even understand why you want to score interviews with these low life ass bitches. I really don't get it. And again, I know you women is like, why you gotta call them a bitch? Certain women deserve to be called bitches. Sorry, they are. They're just straight up bitches. And if you don't like it, it is what it is. I don't hold my tongue for nobody. So like I said, y'all brothers is gonna be challenged. Y'all brothers are gonna be challenged on a multitude of things. You say you want to help out the so-called black men, I'm gonna put your ass to the test. Was you on that panel last week or yesterday or the day before that, sitting up there talking to these worthless ass women? Yes or no? See, the only way a woman wants to learn is if she applies herself that she wants to learn. The only way that a man wants to learn is if he applies himself to learn. Plain and simple, laws of attraction, right? There was a brother that, and I remember watching this clip on Instagram one day. And me, I'm more cold-hearted than a lot of people. I'm very cold-hearted. Once I get the notion that you just don't care, I'm not trying with you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you come to me and be like, "Oh, Bronzebird, I need your help." Got you. What you need? I got you. Or I really want to learn, or I really want to say this, that, and the third, and blah, blah, blah. Got you. I disagree with what you're saying, Bronzebird, but this is my opinion. Got you. Let's have a respectable conversation. I seen this on Instagram the other day. It was this brother that walked up into a strip club, and it was a stripper obviously working, doing what she was doing. This brother had a Bible. This brother went up to this stripper and sat there and held that Bible up and be like, "Come with me. Come with me." And flipping through the video, he was really teaching this girl to come up out of that stripping days and to get right with God. That was such a beautiful thing. And why I say that is that when a woman feels compelled about something she's doing wrong and a man is working in his righteousness that wants to come through and help this woman, she will show her signs that she wants to be helped, that she needs somebody to teach her to be righteous and be on her merry way. Doesn't have to be a girlfriend, doesn't have to be a significant other, it could be a friend, or it could be someone you respect. So at the end of the day, women that want to learn, they will. They're not going to argue. They're not going to be like, "Well, shut the fuck up, nigga," and this, that, and the third. They're not going to do that. Now, it's like we're individuals. We have rights on saying what we have to say. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with people saying, "Hey, look, listen, I don't agree with that, but I respect your opinion." You know what I'm saying? "Oh, I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to do this, but I don't agree with that." Or "Y'all say this, y'all say that, this, that, and third," respectfully, though. You know what I'm saying? And there's a couple of women out there that I can really say is like that. You don't have to, like me, I'm just straight up, I'm not kissing your ass. It's not happening. I'm not kissing your ass. I'm not sitting up there doing all this stuff. I'm going to tell you what's up. I don't hold my tongue for nobody. I say that all the time. You can like me, you can not like me. It is what it is, man. But seeing that stuff on these panels, bro, like it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And the reason why them chicks is going to get a lot of views is because they know that they can argue and emasculate these men on these panels. And the brothers that stay on there on some simping shit and they want to be all 90s R&B, Brian McKnight looking ass motherfuckers, they do that shit because the fact of the matter, them dudes serve as lap dogs. The problem in this society is that you have lap dogs. That's why I say my thing is I try to look at the simps. I don't pay attention to the women. The women just serves as a base, as the nonsensical era and the bullshit that they spew. I pay attention to the simps because those are the brothers that's holding you brothers back. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the brothers that sit up there going along with this whole entire stuff, whether you're saying gynocracy or whatever it is that y'all talking about. Those are the problem dudes. Those are the dudes I have a problem with because their whole entire thing is saying, "Well, my brother, you just being disrespectful and you da-da-da-da-da, this, that, and the third." And it's just like, no, I'm standing on my square as a man. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Put this chick in order, man. You understand me? I'm sick and tired of y'all just thinking that this shit gonna disrespect me. I ain't got no rights to say nothing on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just out of line for that shit. There should be a boundary. There should be a boundary. And no, man, I'm tired of that. So when I saw that, And I looked at this brother's page, and he got 12K subscribers. I'm like, people are listening to you. You get on a panel to sit up there and talk to these women about this shit. You know, one of them chicks is psycho. That chick is out of her fucking mind. She's a loose cannon. Now, and I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes entertainment is entertainment. Like seeing them get roasted sometimes by the men on the panel and all this other stuff. I ain't gonna lie, it's entertainment sometimes. And I'm not gonna sit here and try to be like, well, no. I'll sit up there and say it's entertainment sometimes. But again, boundary. After a while, you gotta cut the cord, man. I can't afford to be doing that. Not even that I can't afford. I can't afford to do that mentally. Because after a while, I'm just gonna be bored. I try to talk, you're gonna talk over me. I try to sit up there and say something, you're gonna say this. And it's just gonna be like, what are we talking about, yo? Like you just saying just stuff to just say stuff. Like you don't even want to have a conversation. You just want to talk BS. So nah, man, I wasn't feeling that, and this is why I call this panel, because I need brothers to get it together. It's becoming too overbearing, and the thing about it is, I just want brothers to understand enough is enough. Y'all need to do better. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta set an example, regardless if you're saying it for the young men, the young women, whatever. How you marrying? How you acting? Like how you arguing with a woman like y'all married and y'all not even in a relationship? You're an avatar, and this is just some chick who cammed up. Really, dude. Really, dude. And I understand because we're living in technology. Everything is, face-to-face interaction or behind avatars. Like right now, I'm talking to you. I'm behind an avatar, right? You don't know what I look like, but you know that I'm talking to you. This is a voice. This is someone behind this avatar as Bronzebird, right? So I get it. We're going to communicate with each other through the products that is given right now. Now, I don't know what the hell is going to be like when we get to the metaverse, but that'll be another story for another day. But my odds on that is saying is I'm not with giving these hoes attention. I'm not with giving these chicks attention. And if I call them hoes, it is what it is, because I'm thinking about someone that got into a debate with one of these famous YouTubers, and she's a OnlyFans model. And they try to sit up there and say, well, OnlyFans doesn't make me a hoe. Yes, it does make you a hoe. I don't give a fuck what you say. If you are a woman that has an OnlyFans, you're a hoe. You're a hoe. I don't give a fuck what you say. OnlyFans is virtual prostitution. That's what OnlyFans is. All right? I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Y'all can sit up there and say, but I'm making money though. I'm making bills and this, that, and third. All that sexual content you should be doing for your man in the privacy of his or your home. You shouldn't be doing that shit online and being like, oh, well, I'm making money. Yes, because you're always going to have a market of thirsty simps. Dudes that want to be able to look at a woman's titties, ass, and this, that, and third. And a woman's physique is beautiful. It's beautiful. Every man want to look at some titties and some ass. I mean, shit, I want to look at some titties and ass just to be looking at some titties and ass. But at the end of the day, the problem with these women of the modern day society is they're opportunists. So they've been governed on chasing the bag, on saying men ain't shit, but relying on men to get the bag. Because if it wasn't about, unless Shorty is a lesbian, there's not going to be a reason for a woman to want to post up on OnlyFans. And even still with that, a woman will take it. If it's a hardcore dyke that want to be like, damn girl, and she looking like Lady Snoop or whatever her name is from The Wire, you feel what I'm saying? Then it's going to be a different story. You feel what I'm saying? Or looking like Queen Latifah from Set It Off in 1996, then she's going to take it because it's about the bag. But like I said, don't let nobody tell you anything different. And I do not like the men for sitting up there having conversations and interviews with these OnlyFans bitches, man. These OnlyFans chicks is virtual prostitutes, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You can tell me, oh, well, it's not the same because I'm just sitting up there putting my body on the internet. You can't tell me shit and this and third. You a hoe. You a hoe, man. You a fucking hoe. You a hoe. And then the ironic thing is that then that goes into the conversation about women and how they go ahead and they go ahead and they advertise their body because they have models. It's like a grayscale window. And the difference between a model and an OnlyFans model is that a model is modeling clothes for certain agencies or fashion brands like you know, all the higher end European brands and stuff like that. A model is different. And I get it. You're going to have the models that go ahead and model their shit for Victoria's Secrets and all that other stuff. I understand that. I get that. You know what I'm saying? You're making money off of, because sex sells, number one, and a woman's body is seen as more of a moneymaker. Let's be real. So the politics about what's whoredom and what's not whoredom is very intriguing, because everybody wants to start creating these different nuances of what qualifies a woman for being a hoe and what's not being a hoe. And then they say, well, men could be hoes too. Yeah, men can be irresponsible with their dicks, okay? That's just a fact of the matter without question, because that's why I say a lot of men don't grow up. A lot of men can be children too. Men can't be responsible with their penis. They see a woman that's sitting up there throwing some coochie at them, they on that like a goddamn rodeo. Bunking Broncos going ahead on these women and being like, yes, I get to fuck this badass chick from my job. Get the fuck out of here. But like I said, man, OnlyFans makes you a hoe. It makes you a prostitute. You're a hoe. And I knew somebody was going to say this. 12 says, Tommy Sotomayor has an OnlyFans. And with Tommy Sotomayor, I'm not going to discuss on Tommy Sotomayor because I know somebody was going to bring the man rhetoric. I knew they was. He jumped on the bandwagon, expanded his brand. And I'm not making no excuses for him. I don't give a fuck if he has an OnlyFans. He's fucking random broads on OnlyFans. Look, listen, I'm not going to talk about that. We focus on the topic at hand. Can you be a hoe as a man on OnlyFans? Yeah, I guess. I'm not going to sit up there and play. I'm not going to sit up there and try to, you know, be a hypocrite when it comes to that. I'm not going to sit up there and say men can't be hoes. I mean, that's why I say it's a difference. And this is why I hate having this conversation, because they'd be like, well, men could be hoes. Yeah, men could be hoes. Men legally can't be hoes. Women are. It is what it is in society. I don't care how you put it. When it came to prostitution, mainly women were prostitutes. Yeah, you had certain male prostitutes back in the olden days, and a lot of people don't know about that. I actually did quick research on that. There were men prostitutes back in the days. It was. I believe it was the Egyptian Empire, some empire, whatever that is, even the Roman and Egyptian Empire, where you had male prostitutes as well. But it was more so about giving credence to the mother goddess back in those days, not the men. You understand what I'm saying? So it was a difference. That's why it was more about the men going to the women for sexual favors as a prostitute back in the olden days. It was a difference. But going back to what I'm saying about the OnlyFans topic, just really quickly, yeah, OnlyFans makes you a hoe. I don't give a fuck. And this is the thing. The problem is in this society is that too many people out there are doing things for convenience. The moral compass of a lot of people do not exist. So they feel like doing wrongdoing. They feel like, oh, well, you know, I could go ahead and advertise my body because, hey, look, listen, everybody getting money. Why can't I? The devil will grant you work for doing his dirty work. So you got a lot of these chicks that's just like, oh, yeah, I got an OnlyFans. I'm able to buy a condo. I'm able to buy this. I'm able to buy that. I'm able to go out to Atlanta and get BBL surgeries, or go out to Miami and see Dr. Miami and this, that, and the third, or go out to DR and this, that, and the third, and come back with a big old ass and a small ass frame, or put on a waist trainer and I'm out here looking like a goddamn Cliff Note. You understand what I'm saying? Like I don't understand what the fuck is going on, right? But when it comes to the prostitute, you getting into sex talk now. I'm gonna give y'all what y'all want, because I already see y'all in the comments wanting to engage in that sex talk now. We're gonna get into that for a second about porn stars. We're gonna get into that. We are. But like I said, I get mad at dudes that want to have interviews with these OnlyFans, low-life ass bitches. Peace out to Wacky. I just want to say to Wacky, that stream earlier was fantastic, brother. It was dope. You know I shout you out all the time. I show mad love. Shout outs to Wacky. But I don't like the brothers that want to have interviews with the OnlyFans and want to have interviews with the women that get the BBLs. Why is their story so important? Why? What is so important about their story that you want to go ahead and have an interview with them and be like, well, you know, all of them judge, and, you know, I'm just trying to get their perspective and this, that, and third. Fuck their perspective, bro. Fuck their perspective. What is so intriguing about a woman having an interview about OnlyFans that she fucking made an account one day because she was in a financial ruin and this, that, and the third? I mean, I'm not going to knock that certain people was going to take the opportunity if they're in a financial hold. I get that, but at the same time, what is so important about them? Why? Because men look at them differently. You know, men look at them differently because they on there prostituting themselves as OnlyFans model. You're a whore. You're a hoe. What the fuck? Listen, if I ever was to do an interview with a woman on Brownstone Powwwow, or a woman comes on my panel Brownstone Powwwow, and I'm not going to interview about OnlyFans. I don't give a fuck. To me, and I would say she's a hoe in front of her face. I don't give a fuck. You got one of these OnlyFans models right now that talk about how men are dusties and how she want to get white zaddy her ass right now, sitting up there talking about, I'm homeless, I'm about to be evicted. You know, can you guys support? I don't really ask for this a lot and this and that, but a couple of weeks ago, you was talking shit about so-called black men. Kick rocks, bitch. The fuck out of here. You was talking all that shit, and you was sitting up there talking about how so-called black women need to divest from so-called black men. Now you want us to feel sorry for you? Shut the fuck up, bitch. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. That's what your ass get. And I mean karma, as in when you talk a lot of shit, let a lot of shit happen to you. That's what I mean. I'm not praying for your downfall. I'm not looking for you to say, oh, yo, you know what, you deserve. Like, I mean, I'm not saying in regards like you deserve to be poor or you deserve it just because you deserve it. No, I'm saying when you talk a lot of shit and when you do a lot of shit, you deserve the shit that happens to you. Now, if I go outside and I say, you know, fuck all these people and this, that, and the third, or fuck such and such and blah, blah, blah behind their back and this, that, and the third, and I'm in a financial ruin one day and something happens to me, and I'm like, you know what, I was wrong though, because I said this about this person and this, that, and the third, and then I go to them and be like, you know, yo, I need help and this, that, and the third. I expect them to say to me, yo, Bronzebird, you was talking shit about me. You're not getting my help. Kick rocks, dude. Fuck you. And I have to take that L and be like, okay, I gotta take that L. Now I have to look for my opportunities to become a better man. You know what I mean? But and this is why I say the Simpery program is deep. It's really, and this I do apply this to the Simp program, because the Simp program defies how the man's logic is. When you're a man that thinks on a high level, you just know certain shit is dumb. That there's certain shit that just doesn't make any sense and is dumb as hell. Why the fuck am I gonna be wasting my time with a woman that does OnlyFans? Why would I be wasting my time interviewing a woman because she had a fight with a dude on a goddamn panel where they have bimbos on that panel anyway because she got mad she didn't get no dick from the guy on there that's being interviewed? What sense does that make? I'm going to give this chick more airtime because she's an OnlyFans model and mad because her friend got dick down and she did it? That she was able to get on a flight to go back home and now she on there and want to confront dude because he talks the way he usually talks, and you mad about that now? Now they always change the narrative. He talks down on black women. He hates black women. He hates his mother. This, that, and the third. No, ho. You mad because you didn't get dick from that guy. Now you want to sit up there and sweeten the narrative and sit up there and say, oh, well, you know, I'm going to be pressing charges on him because he sat up there and wanted to put his hands on me. He called me a bitch. Fuck is you talking about, bro? Like, that's the shit that a lot of people don't want to have a conversation about. You give these lame-ass bitches airtime, bro. It makes no sense to me. And then you want to be able to swing the narrative because you don't like what that man said. Does that make sense? Jesse Lee Peterson talking to Amber Rose was actually funny. I will say that. Amazing. and I agree with him, because the rhetoric of Amber Rose, you know, she wants to be able to have her cake and eat it too. She wants to be able to say, oh, well, you know, I can call myself a hoe and this, that, and the third, but why is it that a man can have sex with me and he's not considered a hoe as well and this, that, and third? And then Jesse Lee Peterson said that makes him a whore maker. It makes sense, man. You are instituting that woman and enabling that woman to act like the whore that she is by having sex with her. You are. You are. Like, there's no way of not understanding it for what it is. You are making an excuse for them to be a whore. And that is why the onus is on you as a man to sit up there and say, if that's not how you roll, if you know that chick is a hoe, don't give that chick attention. Look, I'm not against people having casual flings, casual sex, and this, that, and third. I always advocate for being responsible. Get a nut off. If that's what you feel like you want to do, but know what you're doing. If you know you don't want to deal with it, if you know that woman is not built like that, and she doesn't, you know she's not a hoe like that, don't treat her like a hoe. If you know she is a hoe and you just want to be able to smash one time or a couple of times, do your thing. That's it. But a lot of dudes fall in love with that pussy. They do. They fall in love with that pussy. And the woman falls in love with that dick. And you know what happens? Then this is the twist too. They'll be in a full committed relationship with another person, and because that woman is cheating on her man and you the new dick now all of a sudden she sat up there and say, I want to be with you. See, a lot of these relationships is not built off of actual friendships. A lot of these relationships is built off of sex. You understand me? That a lot of people don't talk about that. Look, listen, I had my experiences too. I'm not sitting on here talking about I got a cape like I'm Captain Bronzebird. Y'all used to be on my bullshit too. See, as you grow up, you notice certain things, you know, like, yo, look, listen, I'm more mature than that. I'm not dealing with that shit. I don't get why these content creators are giving airtime to these females who are hoes. It is very counterproductive. I can explain, I don't get it either, but I'll tell you why. Number one, because of views. It's the hot topic of the week. It's the hot topic of the month. And number two, because of the fact, well, it's not really a number two. It's the fact of the matter is views. It's content. They want to be able to go along with the narrative and say, oh yeah, well, her story is very important and blah, 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 and this, that, and third. It's not important. There's nothing special about being an OnlyFans whore. It's nothing special about that. It's nothing special about being a feminist who has a rhetoric of saying, I can be a hoe and I can wear whatever I want and men shouldn't judge me. It's nothing special about that. You just prove you are trash. That's it. You're not a respectable woman, so why should I respect you? Easy said than done. Dudes want to have interviews and have these women that want to go ahead and be prolific and have these polygamous or polyamorous relationships. Huh? Let's talk about that now. Women that want to go on the gram and sit up there and say, oh, I had a date at this time, and this time. I use all of these dudes for their money and for getting free lunch. Girl, it's the finesse. If you know those chicks, stay away from them, bro. Your hard-earned money should not be going to a woman that looks at you as just a meal ticket. Brothers should know that. Brothers want to be able to talk about tricking and whatever the hell that means. I don't understand why the fuck dudes want to talk about tricking and talk about game and this, that, and third. It's simple, man. It goes back to socialization. You know exactly what your moral compass is as a man. You know exactly where you stand, man. So you know obvious things to look out for. You know that when it comes to even your friends, that there's certain dudes that is stagnant, certain dudes that's prolific and progressive. You check your mans if you want him to become better. Am I right or am I wrong? If he doesn't want to do that, you'd be like, look, listen, I can't be rolling around with you because you're a bad influence. Keep it moving. It's the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same exact thing. You know better. When you know better, you do better. That's something my mom always told me. You feel me? That's always something you do, man. But a lot of these dudes want to make content on those women. I see something like what is it? The Lapeef show. The Lapeef show will have 10, 12 hours live streams, sit up there talking about relationships because they're comfortable. Look, listen, I'm not shaming the brothers. I'm not shaming the women, this, that, and the third. But you obviously know a lot of this stuff that goes online, bro. And I really started noticing this. And this is why certain brothers that's content creators, we won't get play like they will. Because we stand on our square and we like, I'm not going to be having talks about relationships all day. I feel like at this point, certain topics about relationship is girly shit. Because women can talk about their experiences and things that happen and blah, 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 and this, that, and the third. That's easy for them. You feel what I'm saying? But us as men, man, like a certain, like they're able to facilitate that shit because the fact of the matter is it's easy. They can get those numbers up. They can get those algorithms. It's easy because a lot of people know in hindsight that the dating pool of today is shit. A lot of people want to live in this fantasy world like you'll just go out there in the world and meet the perfect woman, the man of your dreams. Reality is not true, my friend, because a lot of the concept of relationships today is what do you offer me? I remember the last panel I had. Shout outs to the brother Kaden Wilds. I wish he was here. We was having a conversation and he was like, yo, brother's got the nerve to talk about what do you bring to the table. I don't talk about things I bring to the table. I talk about the way that I move. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not all put together 100%, but I'm a learning man. On this journey, you always got to know you're on a journey as a man. You're moving up in society and that you will never, ever get anywhere if you stay in the same position. Even if that means mentally you have to prep yourself, take time to yourself. Take that time to meditate on exactly where you want to be. Let me read y'all comments real quick so I can get back into that conversation I was saying earlier. Sukiyani is nasty as F, and she's on a reality show. She should be canceled by the community. What community? 12. I would never pay attention to Sukiyana because she's a hoe. She's a whore. And I know she's on a reality show. She's on that show, Love and Hip Hop? Love and Hip Hop is a trash-ass show. A bunch of has-been and a bunch of men that can't control their dicks and a bunch of women who's ratchet, who wants to have a rap career, that used to be strippers. She's trash. That's where she belongs. And Sukiyana is trash. Sukiyana on some random-ass video sucking her man's dick. Like, come on, man. What are you talking about? What community? Like, I'm not trying to gat at you, but I'm just trying to tell you what community. She's trash. She's a hoe. She's a whore. Like, she's dumb as fuck. Like, if you listen to her music, like, the whole entire thing with her music is just amazing to me. And that's why I know for sure that the music industry is dead. You understand what I'm saying? And yes, exactly. Wacky is on the money. It's a minstrel show. It's an absolute minstrel show. I love it when the executive producer, what's her name? The executive producer had a conversation back in 2012, and a lot of people was railing against the show and sitting up there saying that that show is making the black community look bad. And I sat out there and she's like, I don't understand how it's not making the black community look bad. Look, listen. At the end of the day, that trash ass show will forever be a trash ass show, and they get those ratings because the fact of the matter is it's giving more into the credence of allowing these women who are worthless more time to talk. Hear my story because I used to be a stripper. Hear my story because I used to be a prostitute. And now you want to rap now about the shit that you did before, and now I'm supposed to have some type of some type of sorry for you? Cardi B got famous off that goddamn show. Of course, it was programming because they built the end to be that artist that she is today, right? But like, look, a lot of this shit that people talk about, this is why you know certain things is trash. That's why television is entertainment. Let's break it down, y'all. Entertainment. Enter your mind, taint it, attainment mentality. All right? So that's why Love and Hip Hop exists, because it's not supposed to be for the thinking man and woman. It's supposed to be for the trash ass women, the trash ass men. It's not supposed to be for men like me or the brothers that's in my comment section right now. It's not supposed to be for you women that's in the comment section right now. And I understand you like your entertainment. You like to watch certain things. I'm not going to force you. And you know what I'm saying? You like to watch certain things. You know what I mean? Oh, shit. I actually thought... Oh, shit. I thought she was Nigerian, Wacky. I thought she was Nigerian. But I mean, even with that, though, with her being Haitian, that's when people get into that FBA ADOS conversation, in which I don't apply to that shit, because if you really think about it, people of the Afro diaspora, a lot of us is ratchet out here. You're speaking to the person who's speaking right now is a so-called African American, right? And obviously we take the cake for all things that go wrong in society and this, that, and the third. You got that chick, what's that chick, that dark-skinned chick? Ah, fuck. She's Haitian too, bro. Fuck. What is her name? It's some chick, it's some Haitian chick that used to be on that used to be on Love and Hip Hop too. If y'all know her name, put her in the comment section. She's dark-skinned. It's some dark-skinned chick who's Haitian, and she's horrible too. She's fucking trash. All she does is argue. And then I remember that time she had that clip. Where she was calling Kevin Samuels a chicken nugget. And she thought she was a comedian. She thought that she was saying something. Yo, I'm telling y'all, man, there's some Haitian chick that's on Love and Hip Hop who I can't stand. Because not only is she on Love and Hip Hop, she's on that show The Grapevine. I gotta see, y'all got me looking for the cast now. I'm looking for the cast, bro. I gotta look for the cast. What the fuck is this chick's name, man? Jessie Woo. Let me type that in the comment section so y'all know. Yeah, it's Jessie Woo. I typed it in the comment section. Jessie Woo. Jessie Woo is Haitian, and she's trash. Yeah, it's Jessie Woo. I'm gonna highlight it. Jessie Woo. That's her name. Jessie Woo is Haitian, and she's completely ratchet. It doesn't matter what degree you have. It doesn't matter what your financial status is. You're still ratchet. And the thing about it with her is her whole entire thing is to argue against men and say, what do you bring to the table? And then that discussion happened on Grapevine. You know what she said? She sat up there and said, well, I remember sitting up there helping men and helping my ex-man up when he didn't have nothing in this, that, and third. And that is the reason, brothers, you got to be aware. I don't try to date anybody because I'm trying to get myself up. So that it's nothing to prove to these women, but I'm in a good backing where I don't need nobody to tell me shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of components to why I do the things that I do. I'm not trying to be so eager to date somebody. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was Jessie Woo, because in the future they will use that against you. Well, I was with you when you didn't have shit, when you didn't have nothing, when you wasn't doing this and you wasn't doing that. They will use that against you. But yeah, it was Jessie Woo. Jessie Woo is Haitian. Like I said, man, the problem is that they have those people out there that recognize that fucking trash. Sukihana is fucking trash. Jessie Woo is trash. Half of those people that's on Grapevine is fucking trash. Come on, man. Like, there was a panel on that way back, bro. Like the Grapevine, this is what I love. The Grapevine is just another neo conversation about the so-called Black community and it being facilitated by a fluid so-called Black man, and then allowing a so-called Black woman to have a conversation in which they're trying to have this whole entire community talk, and they try to have these brothers that go with a lot of these college courses like liberal arts and social justice and sit up there and read lectures from Andre Lorde in the 1980s and talk about intersectionality. Get the fuck out of here, bro. And that's why I'm saying when I made this stream tonight, this stream is about getting at the simp programming. That's all I want to talk about. The simp programming. Because thinking men, they're not on that type of time. They're not focused with the Pookie and Ray Ray because the Pookie and Ray Ray is not on their radar. They're not. They're focused on being better men. Now, if those so-called Pookie and Ray Rays want to come along and change up and want to get out of their whole entire behavior, they'd be like, yo, brother, I'll help you. But if you don't want no help, don't come by here. You're not welcome here. You understand what I'm saying? That's how it is. Hold on. You should watch it. You should. Grapevine is on YouTube. They have a whole entire YouTube channel. I think they moved their content over to Patreon. Actually, rest in peace to one of the women that was 35 and she passed away, I believe, last year. Yeah, she passed away last year. She 35-year-old woman. She was really pretty. That was a pretty girl. I forgot her name, but she passed away. She used to be a constant contributor to the Grapevine. Yeah, man. No, I didn't see that one about the dynamic fatherhood, Demetrius. I didn't see that. Yeah, Mona Scott Young is her name. I thought somebody told me she's Guyanian. Yeah, I didn't know she was Haitian. I thought she was Guyanian. Yeah, you talking about Aisha Faines. Yeah, Aisha Faines was pretty. That was a pretty girl. She was very pretty. Like I said, man, the problem is even when you have attractive women, when they say certain things, it makes them look unattractive. And that's the thing. And you know, this is why I wear this conversation back. Oh, okay, she's Haitian. Okay, I thought she was Ghanaian. Oh no, not Ghanaian. I thought she was Nigerian. All right, it's all good though. Yeah, she's Haitian. But that proves to you. That's why when brothers want to sit up there and say, "Oh, why is ADOS and why is non-ADOS in our conversation?" They don't understand we're being marketed different on TV. No, bro, like y'all are lost in the matrix. The diaspora is looking bad on television. It's just that at certain times, so-called African Americans is taking a bait. It's all it is. I mean, honestly, you got Puerto Ricans out here looking bad. You know that chick Jen from the block was the woman I was talking about earlier. She's fucking ratchet, and she's Puerto Rican. Dominicans can be ratchet, all right? If you live in New York City, you would know that because we deal with that every day. All right, we deal with that every single day. It doesn't matter what you can have so-called white women who's ratchet, for God's sakes. You ever met an Italian from Brooklyn? They can be ratchet too. So I don't want to hear none of that bullshit about ADOS, non-ADOS, and this, that, and third. The diaspora can be ratchet. It is what it is, man. So let's get that out the way. But end all, be all. Shout outs to Auntie and Sexy Red TV as well, because when they went over that clip, I just wanted to see the fuckery that these dudes was on. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes are so eager to show off their six packs, their muscles, or talk all that R&B shit on these panels and make it seem like they're going to the whimsical nature of these women. And that's why I know the simp program is in effect with a lot of these brothers, and they don't want to admit it, man. Straight up, bro. Like, I'm like I said, if the brothers in the space, man, at the end of the day, want a better outcome, want brothers to actually learn something, I can't do no convincing on who you should watch. Of course, I'm always going to tell you to watch me. Or, of course, I'm going to tell you to look at my videos. Of course, I'm going to tell you to subscribe to my page. Of course, I'm going to tell you like my videos, because my mission in mind is to actually do the improvement. I don't want to have conversations about community talk. I don't. Because you're going to have these rowdy ass women that's going to sit up there and talk about accountability and about how you need to do this and how you need to do that. And again, who are you to have these conversations about all this shit if you're not even willing to listen to what the men is talking? And that's why I said on that panel, I said it would be more productive if you don't talk this community shit and talk about this improvement with men amongst women like them, because they don't want to listen to you. Every time you speaking, she's talking over you, bro. And you still trying to make a steady point on trying to sit up there and say, well, this is what I did. This is what I do. Gives a fuck what the hell they saying, bro. What you doing should not be in a company of combative women. That's why I said what I said. You want to speak in the presence of combative women. And the reason why you lose is because you make yourself look like a fool. And that's the problem with a lot of these brothers, because they want to be able to go back and forth, proving a point about nothing. You have nothing to prove to these people. Shit, you don't have nothing to prove to me when it comes to certain things. If you're talking about you're part of these organizations and you show and prove, that's it. Peace, Felicia. But that's the whole entire point. You have nothing to prove. So when I saw that, man, and I went to this brother's page and he had 12K subscribers, I was like, damn, brother, why'd you do that to yourself? Why'd you do that to yourself? Why did you go ahead and do that? And the funny thing is, brothers will do a video and then you'll have those so-called divestors, you'll have those combative women that'll sit up there and make a response video, you doing a response video back. Fuck that. You know how I look at that? I'd be like, give me more views. If my joint was monetized, I'm a copyright claim your ass. Don't you dare touch my content. All that smoke you talking, now I'm gonna show you who's bad. I'm gonna show you who's bad. You're not gonna touch my content now. What's up now? What's up now? That's how you do the damn thing as a businessman and as a man who's thinking. You understand me? That's how you do that there. When they want to make content on you, you consider it a thank you note. Thank you. You gave me more attention now. And that's why I advise these brothers, you so against these women that say things like abort male fetuses and all that other stuff, you giving them more attention. They about to get 100K and your ass is still sitting on 1K. Why? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? The thinking man thinks different. That's why I encourage brothers to learn exactly what content creators you learning from. I know I curse a lot. I know I say a lot of things. I call women bitches, or I say this, that, and the third. I know I do that. I know I can be on my shit when I'm in the comment section saying certain things, but the point has always been for Bronzebird, whether it been virtually or offline, teaching you meant something. Or I'm caring enough to hear you and actually want to build with you because you have the same interest in mind like me. You understand? That's what it's always been about. So you make the practical decision on exactly where you want to go. If you want to put yourself in trash, don't sit up there and talk about Pookies and Ray Rays, because at the end of the day, you're acting just like them. Ain't nobody perfect. You ain't on no higher pedestal than everybody else. You ain't on no higher pedestal past God. And that's the truth. Ain't nobody on a higher pedestal than God is. That's the truth. But just the fact of the matter that brothers want to go ahead and do this on a panel, and I'm looking at these dudes disparaging, like you really argued for an hour with these goddamn disparaging ass women, like I don't get it. Hold on. My signal acting up. And plus, hold on. And you know what, Auntie? I saw that. And I definitely did see you. I definitely seen you speak your mind, but that's why I knew that when it came to that panel in particular, it wasn't about trying to have a conversation. It was about trying to belittle you and demean you and trying to make it seem as if like, and then the nerve that they're going to sit up there and say, you best pay me to be on your panel. Like, what? Like, I'm not paying you shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to pay you money to come up on my panel to have a discussion because we have a disagreement. What sense does that make? Like, you got a lot of nerve, shorty. Like, why you not asking these simp ass dudes that's on the panel to fucking pay for her Cash App or pay for her Zelle or pay for her damn PayPal? You sit up there getting at me because I'm coming at you full force, man. Get the hell out of here. And you held your own, brother. So I mean, it's nothing at the end of the day. I've been stating this for years, bro. We need to stop giving certain females attention because doing so is only giving them free marketing. Exactly. And the thing about it is, brothers, that's why I say a lot of these dudes ain't acting like men. When someone talks about Brownstone, because there's been at least roughly about 2 to 4 videos made about me. Facts. There's been about 2 to 4 videos with my name in the title, Bronzebird, this, that, and the third. And I was like, shit, give me more views. I need it. I got small ass subscriptions. Give me some more views. Let people find out who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you to do that. But guess what? You ain't going to get a response from me on my panel. And I tell you the rules right now. You will never, ever, ever catch Bronzebird atting you and sit up there saying you a piece of shit. I say, hey, look, listen, you want to come on my panel and chat the shit? You disagree with something I said? When I have an open panel, you're free to come on here. That's it and that's all. I'm not going to waste my time sitting up there atting you and this, that, and the third. To give you views, you can kick rocks. Like, goddamn. Like, like for real. Like, God, you wasting my time. I'm not going to give you a goddamn thought that you were ever going to get some views from me, fam. For what? I ain't going to lie. Like, we got a little bit modest. I don't mind a little bit of clout. I don't mind a little bit like, look, listen, say my name. Say my name. Put my name in the title so people know who I am. Say my name. Say Bronzebird. Bronzebird was talking shit or Bronzebird was trolling. Go ahead. Put my name in the title. I want you to. Give me a look. Listen, I'm not. Look, listen. I want some free promotion. I want some free marketing. Goddamn, I'm trying to build my channel too. What's up? But like, you know, brothers, y'all need to stay on y'all square, man. Y'all do. It's a shame to see y'all act like this. For real. But I don't even know what else to say. I think I got off everything I really needed to. But it's just like, come on, man. Like I seen that, and I was like, yo, y'all brothers is something else, man. Y'all don't just, come on, bro. But you know, shout outs to the brothers that's doing the real work, man. Shout outs to the brothers that's trying to have some different conversations and not get caught up in the simp program. And to the simp brothers, y'all gonna just learn the way y'all need to learn, or y'all just gonna stay stagnant on trying to big up these ratchet combative ass women. But it's like, if you're going to stay on that type of time, you ain't manly. There ain't nothing about you showing the man that you are. And all you're doing is pandering to some worthless ass, trash ass women and thinking that you're doing yourself a service by trying to combat that by sitting up there arguing with other men on the panel, fam. Get the fuck out of here. And that's why I say exactly what I say. It's a difference between simps and uprighteous men. The way that brother conducted himself on that panel, he should be ashamed of himself because he makes himself look very feminine in nature. For sitting up there doing that nonsense and sitting up there saying, well, I'm trying to talk and you keep talking over me. You sound like a kid. You sound like a big ass kid right now. And you sit up there saying, but this is what I've done for the community and I've tried to help men. Don't explain shit to these worthless ass bitches. You understand me? And I don't give a fuck. You could put that on a playback and said that Bronzebird said that shit and then sit up there and say Bronzebird is a misogynist. Because I know there's certain brothers out there that's waiting to sit up there and say, oh, you brothers talk bad about women all day. You talk bad about black women and this, that, and third. It's not talk bad about talking about black women because I got respect for black women. I don't have respect for ratchet ass women. It's a difference. And I call out whoever it is, regardless of race. These brothers that sit up there and put these Latino women on a pedestal. Did you see Jen from the block? Sorry I had to mention her name. I probably gave her free promotion. It is what it is. She's Puerto Rican and ratchet. And if it's me talking shit, it is what it is. I'm just giving my perspective. She's ratchet. Absolutely. Ratchet. So miss me with the Latina spice, the Latina fiesta, the Latina attitude, this, that, and that. I know ratchet when I see it. At the end of the day, without any disregard in the world, I know exactly what ratchet is. Why? Because I've been raised around it. So I don't give a fuck if it's a so-called black woman, a so-called Latina, so-called white, so-called Asian. I know ratchet when I see it. And you brothers giving the women air times, y'all are the problem. So don't come out here and talk about you want the space or talk about all these different things need to happen in this sector of YouTube or in real life and this, that, and third, because you're giving them dumbass broads free promotion. You're not out here bigging up the dudes that's talking about finances and talking about mental health like I am, or sitting up there talking about articles that's pertinent to understanding exactly that needs to move in society. You're not. So don't come around here with this whole entire stuff. You ain't doing shit. All you doing is talking behind a screen and waiting to get into some argument with some worthless ass whores. And not only whores, combative ass women. And you will never learn that because you are still stuck in that simp programming. So otherwise, that's all I had to do. Thank you for allowing me to get my shit off. My internet is acting up again. But of course, at the end of the day, I hope you guys understand exactly what I'm saying and take the fruit that I present and use it to your own advantage. I'm not here to, I'm not here to be preachy, but I speak my mind. You know what I'm saying? And until next time, oh shit. Hold on. Oh my God. I didn't even realize I didn't have certain things up. Hold up, y'all. I got y'all. Hold on for 1 second before I say my last thoughts. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna get my joint started up. My internet is acting up, by the way, if you didn't know. But yeah, bro, like all this stuff. The only reason I got inspired to do this content today is because I just see so much stuff going on in certain spaces and certain things in real life and in just the virtual world. Because let's face it, the virtual world is our new reality. We're all really talking online. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the conversations we have is based off of social media. It is what it is. But I'm just tired of brothers always talking about relationship stuff and talking about fit, feminine, and friendly. And these niggas ain't even masculine. Like, nothing about you is masculine, and you got the nerve to sit up there and talk about women need to be feminine. Western world women act the way they act. If they want to be feminine, they know exactly No, not a sinus. No, not at all. But the thing about it is that I'm tired of dudes trying to have relationship conversations and then sit up there and try to tell these worthless ass women that they need to be feminine or about the single motherhood or about neglect and this, that, and third. They know exactly where they stand. And the thing about it is, it goes down from generation to generation to generation to generation. I don't try to blame it on today's generation because today's generation is a product of the last generation. And the product of the last generation is the generation before that. So there was always a breakdown into what the morality and the moral compass was. It's just that now on social media, it's overt. It's not covert anymore. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a difference. But brothers want to have conversations about femininity and this, that, and the third. Chicks that want to drag other chicks out and call them out, let them do that shit. I clap my hands and I just be like, yo, this is dope. I don't give a damn. And brothers want to make the excuses, whether it's ADOS or non-ADOS or FBA. I'll be like, look, listen, if it's a chick calling another chick out on her needing to be more feminine or just the fact of the matter she's lying, I'm going to sit back in my chair and watch that joint. I'm going to grab me some popcorn. I'm going to grab me my water. I'm going to sit up there and just laugh and I'm going to have a good time and I'm going to watch it. Because that's what should be done. If women are going to call women out, that's what they need to do, just like men need to call men out. But don't sit here and tell me you about changing and talking about the community. You out here arguing with combative ass women and trying to convince them that, you know, it's this, that, and the third. And then one of these brothers named the Hurricane is on here having a conversation with some worthless ass woman that want to sit up there and talk about dark-skinnedness and white zaddy and try to have all these controversial and provocative conversations and panels with so-called white dudes as if like it's going to make me mad that you having a conversation with a so-called white dude. I'm not offended. What the fuck, bitch? If you want to date a so-called white man, date him. What the fuck do I care? Like I don't understand how you going to try to make me upset by having a so-called white man on a panel. Like I'm going to get tight because he sit up there and wants to put the magnifying glass on so-called black men. A motherfucker could never. And again, I know I curse a lot. I talk my shit and this, that, and the third. I know that. But it's facts though. It's facts though. And right now he's having a conversation with that woman when we know that woman is worthless. But that woman want to talk shit about so-called black men, but want to go on a so-called black man's panel as long as he's what? He's simping. So, nah, man, screw all that. I don't care. It is what it is. But congrats to the brothers that want to make content that really wants to help. They know their place. They know exactly what they need to do. They know that they are built a certain way that is contrary to these brothers that want to make it seem like there's something they're not. And on that note, it's all love. You know how I give it up. You guys happy every single time I have the Brownstone Powwow because I just enjoy anybody who's willing to listen to me. And at the end of the day, you guys take care of yourself. You know what I do before I get out of here? I play my music. And of course, if you like what you heard, donate to the PayPal. If you want to, you can donate to the PayPal. You can, you cannot. I don't care. But if you are someone who's listening and you haven't been subscribed to my channel, subscribe. Easier said than done. And like the video, like the live stream. I'll leave this up. I wasn't originally take this down or whatever, but you know, I'll leave it up. But at the end of the day, you guys be great. Be on your merry way. Peace.
Yeah, hey yo, hey yo, yo, hey yo, hey yo, check it, yo, you came close but no cigar. I'm pulling strings like guitar. I ring around and roll the sticky marker. Nigga, the blicky shoe like shit up in charge. Be on my cheek with the barge. Puerto Rico better. Why was I chillin' in Puerto Rico with a hat so freaky, home just so Rico, yo, the reefer blow around the room. You purchased these smoke, but we was tweaking on some 1200 a quarter P. I get Philly cheese with onions, I'm out here running shit like Nike when they first drop it maxes. I grab my gun and flip like quarters off the hand of Two-Face. This ain't a comic though, colada pins are popping in more than a couple continents. My content might just shit on the flop, pretend I tell you, son, you better ever run why DMC be offended me. Don't know who he wanna be. I'm Sean Connery, corner store, homie, homie, niggas ain't harming me. Stone to stay with the sauna, nigga. Fuck.